Hey everybody, it's Sean from the driver's perspective, and this is another video for the Triumph. It'll be an install guide for the Triumph official engine case guards. So this is pretty cool. These go on the Triumph Street Triple RS and a lot of the older Triumph Street Triple models. So this video should be able to help you out if you have one of the older bikes as well. So I'm getting the bike ready to go to Auto Club Speedway for my first track day with it, and I wanted just a little bit more protection. So if you want to see how to install the frame sliders, check out my other video, and I'll put a link up here for that, so you can put those on your bike and keep yourself a little bit safer. These I thought were pretty much essential for going to the track. If you do have a tip over, it's really likely that the engine case will wear through. They're brittle magnesium typically, and I think they're magnesium on this bike. And when you fall over, they'll crack, or you'll just grind through them on the asphalt, dump all the oil on the track. Not only does that cause a problem for other people at the track, but it'll likely cause engine damage. So I think this is cheap insurance to keep that from happening. These were not expensive either. For a Triumph official accessory, it was only about 170 to 200 bucks. I'm gonna have to look at my receipt, but not expensive. And in fact, it's cheaper than like the GB racing ones and the RG racing ones. And to be honest, I prefer official accessories. They just fit better. I don't like messing around with stuff anymore, not as much as I used to. So you don't need too many tools for this installation, just a ratchet. I like having an extension, 8mm socket, and then you need a 5mm Allen key. I like these for the ratchets. It just makes it nice and easy. So let's dive into this install and get it done. Okay, so we are going to start with the right-hand side of the bike. So that means we need one for the clutch and one for the alternator. Take our wonderful handy dandy instructions and get going. Feeling we will need a lot of these nuts and bolts, so let's grab these as well. Okay, so the first thing Triumph does tell you to do is wash off these covers. A lot of dirt and grime kind of accumulates there, especially in this one with the oil, so just give it a good scrub down with a cleaner, or just wash your bike. That might also work too. So nothing too fancy there. And let's start with the clutch cover. I think that'll be a fun one to do first. So we are going to remove 3 bolts, which line up like this. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Very, very, very little torque goes in these bolts. We're talking 6 foot-pounds. That is just a bit more than finger tighten. If you over tighten these and you break one, it's not good. So very careful. If you don't know what 6 foot-pounds feels like, get a torque wrench. Always start these by hand just to make sure you don't cross thread anything. These small bolts can be easy to do that, especially if it's a fine thread, so just be careful when you do that. Now we go around and tighten them to 9 Newton meters. That's 6 foot-pounds of torque. And that's it. Really simple. That looks nice. We have clearance for everything. Let's go ahead and move on to the alternator cover. Alternator's on the other side, so we are actually doing the crankshaft cover on this side. Okay, so there's our old nuts. 1, 2, should have 6 of those left. Okay, let's see here. This goes, I bet, just like that. I hope no oil comes out anywhere. I just had that wonderful thought. That was actually my biggest concern doing this project, was that you take these off and then suddenly oil's spilling out everywhere, but I don't think it's coming off long enough. I think the gaskets and everything compressed on there from the factory. Right, let's get this in here ASAP. And then you take 3 of the 30mm bolts. You only have one 20mm bolt, and that goes down there, so it's pretty easy to keep track of everything. But again, instructions do make it kind of nice. Foot-pounds, wrist tight. That's it. All right, the right-hand side of the bike is done. We can move over to the left-hand side. Okay, home stretch. So let's get this alternator cover on. Yeah, this is the alternator. And you can actually see here, it's already gotten a little scuffed from just rocks and things running into it. So I'm kind of glad we're putting this on anyways. hopefully we never find out how well they work on track. Hold this up again. The T should be facing up. 1, 2, and 3. For those of you who have been following along, looks like my super courses are gonna make it to that track day. So I'll actually get to see what this bike is like with these tires in the right environment. So I have a sneaky suspicion that I will become a convert to the Super Corsa. Now with a socket, I just noticed that side and this side don't quite fit, so I might need to just go get a regular old T-handle to get this all tightened down. So let's grab that T-handle and finish up this wonderfully quick installation. I wish they all went like this. Alright, got the trusty T-handle. Let's finish this up. And that's it. The Triumph Official engine covers are installed. I have the frame sliders on right here. This bike's gonna be ready to rock for the track. Just need to go over the chain, check my brake pads, probably bleed the brake fluid, and that'll be it. And I will have this bike at Auto Club Speedway in no time at all. If you have any questions or you want to see how I installed these, check out the link up here. If you want to watch some of my other videos, check the link up here. And I hope you enjoyed. Until the next time, I'm Sean with The Driver's Perspective.